Hi, I'm Richard Ashworth and you're probably a pig. And you probably actually are a pig. If you were born in 1947, 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995 or 2007, those being years of the pig. But be careful about the beginning of the year because there are different opinions on when Chinese years begin, at least 3 different opinions. If you're born in the month of November, probably starting about the 8th or 9th of November, you will also be a pig in the month. If you were born in the year of the pig, the qualities and tendencies and traits I'm going to suggest will apply to your family, to your background, to your traditions, your family patterns, DNA patterns. If you were born in the month of the pig, November, they will apply to your education, the work environment, your siblings, your peers, your education. If you were born on the day of the pig, which you need a calendar to work out, I'm teaching this stuff all the time via Zoom, one-to-one online, so we would find that in that process. I'm doing bazis for people all the time as well, and obviously those things would come out with all the Chinese reference works to work from, so we can find the day. If you're born in the hour of the pig, it will tend to relate to your children, your future, the dreams you wouldn't share, fantasies, that kind of stuff, but also the future. Future and kids, pretty much the same thing. If you are a parent like me, you would see the closeness of those things. You will do, I'm sure. And if it's in your life house, that's another story. You need to study a bit to know how the life house fits in. What is a pig? The weakness and strength of the pig, who is predominantly yin water and therefore often reluctant to communicate. That is to say, communication is water, yin is small. They think they know what's good for them, and they're often right. So right that it's hard to advise them, and they're very often not very excited by advice. Pigs like to work alone. If you have a pig cook in the family, and I have 2 sons who are pigs. One of them is a keen cook, and if you said, "How can I help you?" he'd say, "Yeah, watch television." They like to do things themselves, and they have a kind of a perfectionist approach. Often multi-talented. Often they have to make big choices, be whether they're going to do this or that or the other. It's often a very hard choice for them. And by extension, this means that pigs may believe they know what's right for other people, which is a little suspect, often. Technically, the pig is a cocktail of water, wood and earth, and this makes for extraordinary versatility. But this, combined with the pig's weakness at emotional disclosure, or admitting weakness, can mean they lack a support system just when they most need one. That's what you really need to know about a pig. Consider fire pig Hillary Clinton and her rogue email account. The story goes that, unable to master her BlackBerry, she couldn't bring herself to ask her, one of her grandchildren or something, to help her out. So she just kind of busted on her BlackBerry. That rings true for me. That's very pig. The growing wave of mental health issues, for which perhaps read emotional issues, in that I don't think they happen here. I think they happen here. Can you see I'm pointing at my chest, my diaphragm, my tian, that area of country. They are emotional issues, I think. Hits the pig, such as a 1995 wood pig, disproportionately hard. They're very, very sensitive. Versatile and gifted, but willful, the pig is the sign of the inventor, gifted at whatever they do. Edison was a pig, Elon Musk is a pig, Julian Assange, the WikiLeaker, a pig. Where is he? Perfectly balanced pigs can literally do almost anything, but they don't much like reflective advice from others, and they're liable to hate uncertainty. Remember the fire pig Elton John in Rocket Man? Certainly a very good man, Elton John, but certainly given to periods of moodiness. And consider Elon Musk's social media tips. He can certainly knock out a tune, though. Elon Musk, accusing people of all sorts of things simply because he doesn't like being questioned. Anyway, vagueness is uncomfortable for the pig. Edison was, of course, an obsessive patenter. Hillary determined to get Wall Street on side while retaining her liberal credentials. And Assange confident that he knew better than anyone else what the world needed to know. And maybe he was right. Brexit and the Trump Reich might have fallen differently for some of these guys. This does not mean they were mistaken, but the truth can be a movable feast. In fact, it's not a question of the truth for the most part, it's a question of what is useful, and we could perhaps have a longer discussion about that. A balanced pig, perhaps March birth around mid-afternoon, i.e. lots of pigs, or no, I'm saying pig, rabbit and sheep there, but lots of wood, they combine to make wood, is a great audience. A balanced pig is a great audience and typically gets the listening, talking ratio just about right. An unbalanced one can shoot off at the mouth and give away the farm before she knows it. Give or take away the farm before she knows it. Simon Cowell might be an example of that. Maybe that's not fair. He wears terrible trousers. More likely you are prone to withdrawing into silence. Sometimes the pig sulks, but more commonly withdraws out of pure disinterest and can be perfectly cheerful when challenged on the withdrawals. They're a bit enigmatic because they don't disclose much, so you can read them wrong. Very easy to read a pig wrong. The pig child needs just the right mixture of carrot and stick. Too much disincentive and he is suppressed or resentful. Too much carrot and he can be smug. The balanced pig is the most sensitive of the animals. The unbalanced one has undergone an empathy bypass. They can be the pupil in the class who stars in the class and screws up in the exams. As a parent of a pig, just remember you are instrumental in this process. Your piglet does not need to become a boar. The pig harbours the wood of creativity, so they can be as adept with the written as the spoken word, and indeed the yang earth of deep concentration. Many pigs prefer to study in noisy rooms, and many are effortless A students, as tutors of A-level students of 2023, if I've got this right, may have learned. Bear in mind, though, that there's a near epidemic of depression and anxiety among millennials, and that water is the associated element. Don't ever take a 1995 or 2007 pig's good cheer for granted, or their call for help as crying wolf. The Stevie Smith poem, Not Waving But Drowning, is about a pig. They look so competent, and they are until they're not. If you care for a pig, beware of their apparent endless confidence. There are crucial gaps. Be there for them before they ask. The pig tends not to like the snake. One another, they immobilize each other. Because they are stations, they are branches to do with movement, as are the tiger and the monkey. There are mutual issues of trust, truth and sincerity, and sooth. And the monkey, the snake's intimate, can be a source of annoyance also. The pig's most natural team is with the rabbit and the sheep. So a pig will have a problem with the monkey because the monkey likes the snake and the pig doesn't. This alliance with the rabbit and the sheep is quintessentially domestic. Together these three can make anywhere home. A perfect family might be pig father, rabbit mother and sheep firstborn, which wood combination. Once home, the rabbit entertains while the sheep ensures compatibility, and the pig performs the tasks that are beyond the scope or interest of her partners. The pig will have worked out how to, use the remote on your TV. Traditionally, the pig also enjoys the company of the tiger, as Elton John's husband, water tiger David Furnish can attest. So we have a perfect match there between the pig and the tiger in that couple, who are a kind of a beacon of single-sex domesticity, and bless them. You might think they'd be more cautious. You might think the pig would be more cautious, but they know the tiger is uninterested in conquering anyone he considers easy meat. Of course, he's missing something here, but the pig's fearless approach often disarms the tiger before they realise. And by the by, pig's literary ambition often burgeons in a tiger ear and flourishes in a rabbit one, and a pig may fall in love, particularly in a tiger ear, or possibly in a rabbit one, because of the wood and because pig and tiger are what's called secret friends or mutual amulets. Although she may herself be more adventurous, the pig also understands the loyal and consistent dog. She respects the fact that every home needs its guardian. These two will tend to develop a camaraderie with its own distinctive banter, but it will probably never be a meeting of souls, as pig is technically the dog Gipsat or force of obstruction. That is the relationship between pig Mike Pence and dog Donald Trump. That is, there is something that they have in common, which is, I don't think I'll go into in detail here, but the pig gets in the way of the dog ultimately. The pig is the blocker of the dog, and that's what Pence manifests for Trump. The pig also operates as well as a factotum for a group consisting of the snake, whose company she can't otherwise stand for long, the monkey and the tiger. So it doesn't get on individually with any of those guys, but when they're together, they move things. They're about motion, about transport. When they're crossed, they're about strikes and blockages and trains being delayed. When they're together, they're getting things moving, physical things moving, cars, trains, transport. Without the pig, this grouping whose common interest is travel and mobility can't get off the ground. The pig settles the fire penalty of tiger, monkey and snake. So tiger, monkey and snake is what's called a fire penalty, which is about unwarranted interference. When the pig comes along, they sort it out, which is probably about speaking less, for instance. Taron Egerton, interestingly, who impersonated Elton so effectively in Rocket Man, is a 1989 snake, so he had a real insight into these dynamics, whether he knew it or not. One final note: the pig, like the horse, like the rooster, like the dragon, suffers what's called the self-curse. That is to say, she has limited patience with other pigs. She does not play well with others among her contemporaries. And as Rocket Man illustrates, a huge capacity for self-loathing. Pigs are pretty good at that, so that if you love a pig, you kind of need to help them learn to love themselves. The Chinese character for a house is one pig under a roof. Just the one. Approach them gently and listen closely. That's pigs.